Sunset brings another new day to the village. Villagers get ready to harvest one of the valuable products from Mother Nature. This is how the Sinhalese peasants have expressed their concern about this valuable product as a folk song.
වරදක් නැතිව ගහකට බඳිනවා දුටින් ලෙඩක් නැතිව බෙහෙතක් කවනවා දුටින් දුකක් නැතිව කඳුලක් වැටෙනවා දුටින් කලයක් අරන් ජලයක් බානවා දුටින්
The kithul or fish-tail palm is a popular tree among the rural community in Sri Lanka. This tree is botanically known as Caryota urens, which belongs to the family Palmae. The kithul trees are found widely distributed in wet and intermediate zones of Sri Lanka. It also can be seen in other tropical countries like India, Myanmar, Thailand, and Bangladesh. Kithul is a multi-purpose tree which has been used by Sri Lankans through the centuries. Dr. Henry Tryman is a world-recognized taxonomist and the then director of the Peradeniya Royal Botanical Gardens. According to the available records kept by Dr. Tryman at the National Herbarium, the kithul tree is native to Sri Lanka. The historical evidences reveal that an appreciable quantity of kithul jaggery and kithul fiber were exported to other countries, especially to Europe from Sri Lanka during the period 1850 to 1900. Under favorable conditions, the kithul tree may grow to a height of 40 to 50 feet and a girth of 4 to 6 feet. The girth of the lower part of some kithul trees is less than that of the upper part, which is not common among the other tree species. These types of trees are known as female trees by the village community. Kithul leaves are bipinnate and leaflets are broadly toothed. A well-grown tree contains 10 to 20 leaves. The kithul tree shows a determinate growth, having a distinct vegetative phase and a reproductive phase. Flowering of this tree initiates from the top of the stem when the tree is about 15 years old and continue downwards. Each leaf axil contains an inflorescence. The inflorescence consists of a large number of flowers. The tiny bloomed flowers of the inflorescence are attractive. One inflorescence may produce 17,500 to 22,500 fruits, which are globular in shape. The flesh of the fruit contains an irritant which may cause a burning sensation if directly touched. The fruits become yellow or red at maturity and finally turn into dark brown. When flowering and fruiting are over, the tree dies. The anticipated life of the kithul tree is about 20 to 25 years from the germination. A tree may produce 4 to 17 inflorescences within its lifetime. The rural people of Sri Lanka obtain a number of economically important products from the kithul palm. The inflorescence is the most useful part of the tree. Inflorescence is tapped to obtain sap of the tree, and that is the most important primary product of a kithul palm. In general, a single tree yields 7 to 14 liters of sap per day, and the sap exudation continues for 3 to 4 months. Tapping the inflorescence for obtaining sap is an art and technique that has to be learnt. These techniques are inherited from generations to generation as secrets through the centuries. A bamboo tree is fixed to the trunk to reach the inflorescence. Climbing the tree as well as the sap collection process is a risky and fatigue job, which should be done carefully. It is needed to temper or season the inflorescence before its maturity to obtain sap. Objectives of seasoning are delaying maturity to extend longevity of sap flow, bending a flower downwards to facilitate easy collection of sap, and tenderization of the flower for easy slicing. In rural villages, the tapping process of an inflorescence is started in an kithul sap. Trickle and jaggery are the main products of the kithul sap. Unfermented sap is needed to make both of these products. Therefore, the sap collected should be boiled without delay before it gets fermented. The tappers apply a light coat of slaked lime inside the sap collecting pots to prevent microbial activities which cause fermentation of sap. The collected sap is filtered to remove extraneous matter as the first step of the trickle production process. Then it is boiled at a moderate temperature until it reaches the proper concentration. The people who are engaged in this industry know the appropriate concentration for trickle through their experience. Finally, the produced trickle is filled into clean bottles for marketing. The rest is stored in clay pots in rural villages for their use and also to supply future demands. Sometimes they make a special sack using the leaf sheath of the areca nut tree to store treacle. This sack is kept nearby the fireplace to preserve the treacle for about 1 year. In villages, treacle is mixed with scraped coconut and used as a substitute for sugar to drink tea. Treacle is also used to make different sweets. It is very delicious with curd. The unfermented kithul sap is concentrated more to make jaggery. Stirring is needed throughout the heating period. After the correct concentration is reached, the stuff is decanted into coconut shells to solidify and to get the formal shape of the jaggery. In commercial production, a wooden frame is used for this purpose to obtain a flat and square shape which facilitates easy packing, transport and storage. Traditionally, the kithul jaggery is wrapped within dried banana leaves. Presently, polythene bags are used for this purpose. Sri Lankans use jaggery with different herbal drinks and beverages like tea and coffee as a substitute for sugar. Kithul flour is another product of this valuable palm. In the extraction process of flour, first a kithul tree is cut down. Then the pieces of pith are removed from the trunk. The flour is contained in the pith of the trunk. Tapped trees are less in starch due to the conversion of the food reserves into the sap. Pith is cut into small pieces and powdered using a mortar and pestle. Next, a pot is filled with water and a clean cloth tied to its mouth. Then, the crushed pith is mixed with water and allowed to strain through the cloth into the pot. After some time, the flour settles down in the pot. Thereafter, it is sun-dried to make kithul flour. This flour can be kept for a long time. Flour is used for different preparations. Kithul thalapa is one such preparation. First, the flour is mixed with water to make